Looking to tackle a new project? Then Heritage Lumber and Supply is your locally owned and operated building material supplier with everything you need for your next professional or DIY project. From interior or exterior building products to windows, doors, metal roofing, and more, we've got you covered. Ready for a kitchen update or looking to build a new home or post-frame building? Our staff can help you from design to construction, and our in-house kitchen designer will work with you to bring your ideas to life. Let us help you through the process at 812-798-1178 or visit us at heritagelumbersupply.com, located behind Walmart in Linton. Good evening and welcome to the 2A South Semi-State Finals for high school basketball in Southport Fieldhouse, where we already have seen a Donnybrook of a basketball game, and that sets up the 25-5 Linton Miners against 25-5 Parke Heritage. But before we dive into all of that, let's toss it back to Heather.
Well, we want to welcome you to the Heritage and Lumber and Supply pregame show, where spring began on Friday, and now it's the time to start thinking about your building needs. Whether it's a new home, pole barn, interior remodel, or an outdoor kitchen, the team at Heritage Lumber and Supply can help. They offer a wide range of products for every need, and they now offer installed services on many products as well. So stop in or give their team a call at 812-798-1178 for your next big project today. Joining us today on stats, Big D Dan Phillips, color by Greg Elliott, play-by-play Kevin Rader, myself on production. And we want to welcome you to this internet audio-only stream exclusively on YouTube. So we'd love the opportunity for you to go in and let us know that you're watching, where you're watching from. We'll do everything we can to give you a possible shout-out on tonight's broadcast. Kevin?
The fans are starting to file in here. They have been waiting since, golly, it's been about 5 o'clock. Is that about what that was?
Yep.
And to get back in here for this game at 8 o'clock, but let's talk a little bit, and we're expecting a Donnybrook tonight. Let's talk a little bit, first of all, about Linton against Austin. I don't think I have ever covered a basketball game that was been more of a seesaw. You thought one team was going to win, and then you thought the other was going to win, then you thought it just kept back and forth for the final 2 minutes of regulation and then all of overtime.
Yeah, it was a really, Linton starts off on fire. They're hitting everything, jumps out to a big lead, and then Austin makes a comeback there at the end of the first quarter to kind of tighten it back up again. Second quarter was tight. The third quarter, Austin really kind of established themselves. They played well. Linton didn't defensively play as well as they had been. Looked like, hey, it's pretty dire straits there. Paul got in foul trouble, and then here we come back, get it back in, tied, have it, think you have it won, and then the Roush, thank you, hits one. And,
you could
listen,
just call him Kentucky from now.
Oh, yeah. He hit a tremendous shot. I mean, it wasn't an open look. It was
two minors were in
catch and shoot with people in his face, and it didn't touch the rim.
And may I add, it was not a fluke because this kid was on fire all game.
All game. He hit some.
Miners couldn't stop it.
No, huge shot after huge shot.
7 of 12 from three-point lane for
Big
Trace.
D, go ahead and weigh in. There's a lot of big scores.
Well,
here.
the Miners kind of got up and held off. We were like about 4 or 5 points ahead most of the first half, and then the midway through the third, all of a sudden, I think they went into that zone and it kind of stymied us a little bit. We cooled off. And then as we got into the late third quarter, boom, all of a sudden that was a disastrous run for the Miners. And they got up by 9, and that's when foul trouble came in. Fourth quarter, the Miners managed to come back and forth. Paul put in some great minutes before he went out, but there's one name we got to mention when we're talking about why the Miners are still here in this evening. And that's going to be Reuben Goodman, the sophomore, with he outshot
26,
Roush.
Is that right?
Yeah, 26, 8 of 12. And they weren't, Greg, they were shots we absolutely had to have, or we were going down by 15 points.
They were tremendous shots. And Reuben's one of these kids we've talked about all year long. He plays really hard. He does a lot of things. There's games when he has 2 or 3 points, but he has the toughest defensive assignment. And then And then, games where you have 6, 8, 10, 12 points here and there. But today he played at a different level, and it was something that they had to have today because we had some foul trouble with Paul and Connor. Defensively, Austin made it really difficult for Jackson Miller to get some shots. And then the other one that I'd add to that is Cooper.
Yeah.
Cooper just absolutely played high motor the entire game. Some really big rebounds, hit some key free throws down the stretch. Just those two were the difference, in my opinion, in that being the outcome that we had.
But, if I look at this, I've counted about, 40, 50, 67 points from 3 minors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's incredible when you look at Paul Oliver, Connor Daly, and Reuben Goodman. Now you flip it over to Austin, however. You've got 2 kids, really, Moeller and Roush, who were just both unconscious, and they were over 50 points.
Yeah, they had 60 points between the 2 of them.
Wow.
Of the 74 for the team. So, you see where their bread was buttered, and, hey, they're a freshman and a sophomore. So, and Barger, the other guy, had 10. Yeah. He's a junior. So, Austin Eagles are going to, if they can play like that, boy.
Let me throw something else out. They came in here with a quest just to make sure they were going to hit the floor on every possibility to draw a foul on Paul Oliver, and it worked. He fouled out of the ballgame. Were we going to see more of that?
I can't imagine that we won't see more of that.
Yeah, I mean, again, some of those fouls, I always talk about it this way. For every one you think you shouldn't have got, you got away with 2 or 3 others. And this was the kind of physical game that there was some calls that I'm sure if you're Austin, you're upset about that they didn't get called. There were some other things that were calls that we thought we should have been getting a call on. And that's just the way it is. It's a physical game. But when you have somebody like Paul, who's a tough matchup for anybody, if you can get him to the bench, that's a great thing for your team. So they're going to look at taking it to him and try to draw fouls on him.
But the difference, we've seen that many times this year. What was the difference with Austin? Because most of the time it's never worked.
Well, I think Austin, again, especially with the Moeller kid, he's a tremendous athlete, and he's strong, he's big, he's physical in there. The Huntley kid was really another one there that just created some problems inside, and again, you get a little bit out of sorts in there, a little bit out of position, and they were calling it today in a couple of those. So
Micah Muller, he drove the lane a whole lot. He didn't have much success shooting the 3. He was 2 of 6, but he was 8 of 17 in the lane, and I think that's a lot of where we saw. The problem is that what I hope you realize, seeing your life pass before you as your season and your career maybe being over, is that you realize don't take a chance on tricky-tack fouls. Just don't even do it. When you're way out on the line and against the side over the 8 seconds to go in the quarter.
And when your team needs you on the floor.
Because we're going to need you. We're going to need you. Obviously, our depth is going to be something probably even more so with what I see with Parke Heritage. They look like they go a little bit deeper than
I thought
Austin.
Greg had an astute observation when he said, because I think we all recognized it, when Paul came back in, even with 4 fouls, literally kind of early, I think we all thought, but he had to, and he stabilized the Miners on the floor.
Yeah, I think he just had a presence there, because he is your go-to, he's your leader, he's been in these situations before, and you just kind of felt like we settled down a little bit. And we had everybody back in their position that they normally play and where they're best suited to be at. And it made a difference, made a huge difference.
Jackson Miller, only 3 points. And, in fact, he didn't have a shot from the field, all his scoring coming from the free throw line. But Big D, he was the quarterback again.
Yeah.
His assists were once again through the roof.
12 assists, and he made some cross-court passes. That pass underneath to Cooper Smith was beautiful.
Yep.
He hit Goodman, and I believe it was his fake to Goodman that threw across to Kingston Crane that drilled the other 3 is there. So you'd like to see Jackson Miller stroke some of those 3s because he was big in the sectional game. But, a guy like him, it's going to come over time. And, I just think it's, Jackson's he does a whole lot more than what shows on that book.
Well, the thing with Jackson is he's not going to find his shot. But I told Big D there in a commercial break that the thing that you see about Jackson is he probably had a hand in a third of our points.
Right.
You think about 12 assists, that's 24 points if they're all 2-pointers, and we know that some of them weren't.
Some of them were 3-pointers.
So,
and
he probably had his hand on 30 points.
The other thing about Jackson is he was in foul trouble.
Yes,
he
early.
had 4 fouls. Cooper had 4 fouls. Connor had 2 early. So we had 3 starters other than Bball with 4 fouls. And I don't think Jackson has been off the court in any of the last games at all.
And I said this, I think, at the post game earlier today, but for those people tuning in for the first time, I want to reiterate. I also liked when the coach was not afraid to call the number of Kingston Crane, and he was not afraid to put that 3 in the air.
Kingston did a good job. They had a couple good looks that went down and out, and then he hit a big one there late in the fourth quarter there.
Put us up.
That put us up 1, and that was a big 3. And you you have to trust the kids you have on the floor. Coach is not putting them in there if he doesn't have some trust in it. And young player, he's come a long way this season, but he hit a big shot there, huge shot.
But let me go on, Big D, because there were some plays in this game that you were afraid some Miners were going to have to live with the rest of their lives. Oh. And that's when Cooper Smith missed the free throw that would have put it up 4 points and put us above before the 3-point shot put it into overtime. Paul Oliver fouling out. And Caden White with the foul here at a very crucial situation.
Yeah,
it's one of those points where it's like, oh, please don't let them live with this.
You feel for the kid. I mean, he had a good night morning rebounding. He come away with 5 boards, and he was pressed into service in that guts when Paul was out. He was the main gun inside with Cooper. He's another one that didn't have any points on the 0 for 2 from the field and tried a 3-pointer. So you got 2 guys who we know can score, didn't score at all, and we come away with that win.
And I'm going to throw one more thing out, and before we switch, because I do want to talk a little bit about Bloomfield losing today, and that's the fact that when Micah Muller walked off this floor after his phenomenal showing, I thought, as a freshman, I think we saw what people had talked about, maybe being the best freshman in Indiana. But I will say he was emotional coming through here, through the line to shake hands. And to me, that touched me because I thought, you could just see how much it meant to this kid, and that's what this basketball is all about.
For us on the outside, we don't know that chemistry of that team, but, he's looking at it as a freshman and playing with 3 seniors that it was the last time that he was going to play with them. So there's some of that. The fact that you lost a game that was pretty heartbreaking, it was a tough battle. But I'll tell you this.
He missed that free throw.
That was one, I'm sure. And listen, that's one of the best freshmen that I've seen play for a while, and he's only going to get better. You're going to hear his name a lot in Southern Indiana basketball as well as beyond because he is a tremendous player.
Yeah,
they say if you lose, you learn.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Big D, go ahead.
And it's scary to think about it. I mean, we did see some freshman mistakes, kind of forcing some here. I think towards the end of the game, probably what bothered him was there were several drives that he tried to lay it up and just didn't get it. Some nice defense from the Miners, but he had a tremendous night. I mean, as a freshman, he didn't look like a freshman. He didn't act like a freshman. And a lot of times when freshmen play, they're in a supportive role. I mean, they may get some points. He was in charge.
He's the straw that stirs the drink.
He brought the ball down, and he got a lot of assists as well.
This team of Austin is going to have a bright future. But we're going to talk about Bloomfield, but first we're going to take a break, Heather.
We are, and we're going to take a quick 2-minute timeout to hear from a number of our Miner Pride sponsors and be back in just a moment. This is an internet audio stream production powered by Rader Media Sports.
Hello there, I'm Corey Motter with Century 21 Sheets. Are you a first-time home buyer and you just don't know where to start? Perhaps you're looking to downsize and you need a listed property and get top dollar. In any of those situations, you need a professional agent on your side. I have successfully opened doors for clients for over the last 4 years, and it is a complete pleasure of mine to be able to help them end one chapter and begin a new one. Navigating the real estate market can be complex, but with the right guidance, it doesn't have to be. Let me help you understand the housing market, and let's negotiate the best deal. So together, let's open a new door and close it with Corey.
At Crane Credit Union, you can expect a personalized experience from people committed to your financial well-being. When you visit one of our 18 branches across southern and central Indiana, you will be greeted by our team that is committed to supporting your financial needs, dreams, and possibilities through all the stages of your life. From youth and teen accounts where it pays to get A's, to auto and personal loans that are processed completely within your local branch. Your local staff can assist you with mortgage and home equity needs, and when the time is right, we can help you with your IRA retirement accounts. We will be with you every step of the way. Crane Credit Union, building relationships since 1955. Good at a lot of things, like cheering on the Miners to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Jathan Wright is good at making sure your insurance needs are just right for you. That's why Jathan is here to help you work through any questions you might have about your auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Then you can get back to making sure the Miner fan section is louder than the other team. Talk to Jathan. Stop in or submit your information online and give him a call at 812-798-2615. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. Locally owned for over 30 years, CAS Contracting DBA Kramer's Tree Service specializes in land clearing and development, including residential tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, vegetation control, compost, seasoned firewood, and quality hardwood mulches. If it's an outside job, call CAS Contracting DBA Kramer's Tree Service at 812-847-7221. So welcome back to the 2A South Semi-State High School Basketball Tournament. We're in the pregame for the Heritage Lumber and Supply pregame. Well, another Greene County team was in action today. Bloomfield not as fortunate. They ran into a buzzsaw of Hauser. 54-40 was the final score there. Big D, we saw them play earlier. They won by 20 over South Decatur, and we covered that ball game. Very disciplined basketball team.
Yeah, they have some guys who can drain the three. They got a couple of guys that drive the lane. They had a 6'3" kid that kind of could stand at the top of the key and drive and drain the three as well. They look like they could be a very tough out, but I tell you what, that'll be a heck of a ball game down in Washington with Bar Reeve, the Vikings. But Bloomfield, a great season.
So they've got Bar Reeve coming up tonight.
They got Bar Reeve tonight. So I think that's number one versus number two. But hats off to the Bloomfield players. Of course, the career of Neil, man, just a pleasure to watch that kid play.
One of the biggest scorers in Indiana basketball 2A history.
Yeah.
He's 2,390 points he scored in 4 years.
Wow.
Most in Greene County.
And there's a lot of shooters in Greene County.
Yeah, and he's just a very smooth, fluid player, but it really speaks to the level of our conference that we have, the SWIAC, with Bloomfield and Linton both making deep runs here. We've had a lot of success out of the conference over the years. So really, really pretty cool to say that coming out of Greene County, how many teams we've had over the years that have made some really good runs.
Well, we should say the Herald's back to normal. They picked Parke Heritage to win this one tonight, 64-50. So we're right where we've been most of the year.
We feel comfortable there. Parke Heritage, the number one Sagarin rating in 2A. So, and I think Linton is at 12. So I think it's about a 13-point different spread.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, I don't think you can necessarily go by that. It's a good gauge maybe, but I think Linton likes being the underdog.
Well, one of the players, and we're going to talk about a few, but let's start with Trey Shelsky because I think he's the straw that stirs the drink for them.
Trey's the one. He's been doing it for a long time. He's 4-year starter for him, scored a lot of points. He has gotten better the last 2 years of not forcing things. He has let the game come to him a lot more, and it's made him even more effective than he was. And he was always effective, but he can score quick. He can score a lot from about any place inside. When he gets across half court, he's in range. So you've got to guard him. but he does just such a good job using his body in the paint. Doesn't get a lot of shots blocked, draws contact, gets some and ones. He had a couple this morning, and he makes it really difficult for him. If you can figure out a way to limit him a little bit and make some of these other players step up, I would prefer that over him getting 25 or 30 points.
Right.
But he's a handful.
Let's talk a little bit about the big two. Carter Crum averaging 14 points a game, 6'4", and in the middle, Isaac Pickle averaging 11 points at 6'9". But Big D, it's interesting because he spends most of his time at the top of the key.
Yeah, and he only had 2 buckets in that whole game. Only had 2 shots, hit both of them, and a foul. So he really wasn't. I didn't keep rebounds, so he probably had a few of those. But he didn't score as much as I thought. Crum, of course, he's there. Cooper Smith. He kind of gets inside on it. The one thing I want to talk about Shelsky is looking at his scorecard here. He hit 6 of 8 free throws in that fourth quarter. He looks like he shot about 12, 14 free throws, but didn't really hit a lot of buckets. I don't think he had a three-pointer. He started slow, 2 of 6, so he still ended up with 19 points, but the bulk of that came at the line.
But when was that? And I know I might have gotten my year wrong. If it was a year ago, 2 years ago, we saw him play, and he spent all of his energy in that first game.
That would have been
and
last
it came
year.
down for the nightcap, and he didn't have anything left. I don't think we're going to see. I think he's got plenty in the tank tonight.
Yeah, they had that big game early.
Like the Miners this time.
I want to say Forest Park, I believe, and
Yeah.
it ended up going, well, it might have been an overtime game, and he really gave it all he had, but you could definitely see in the nightcap, legs were gone and the shot started falling. You felt terrible for him because he gave it 100% in that contest.
I do want to make a quick update from the archery coach, Jaden Dale. Colin Pope placed 5th in the state in the middle school archery club today here in Indianapolis. So we want to send a huge congratulations out to Colin Pope as well. And we do see that one of the athletic trainers here at Southport is attending to a fan. I think he got maybe a little bit cut here as he was entering the facility. And they've got a number of people. I'm impressed with the number of security, the number of ticket takers, people that are scanning the bags, walking through. I mean, this is just a tremendous facility to host this sim estate. We do want to take another quick break to pay nods to some of our Minor Pride sponsors, and we'll be back in just a moment. This is a live stream production powered internet only by Rader Media Sports.
Before and after renovation reveals are all the rage these days, and no one knows that better than Brock Anderson at Brock Anderson Construction. Whether it's painting, roofing, drywall, trim, electrical, or an overall remodel, Brock's before and after reveal will have you striving to come home to quality. With over 25 years experience in the construction field, call Brock Anderson Construction at 812-798-5583 for your home repair and building need. And as he always says, go Miners. If you're looking for a wide selection of quality pre-owned cars, why look any further than Bob Walters Linton Motors? They've been serving Linton since 1954 with a wide variety of vehicles for a wide variety of budgets. Bob Walters also offers a full-service department with ASE-trained technicians who are standing by to fix any potential problem. Why pay big city prices when Bob Walters offers local sales and service for less? Visit the dealer you can depend on. Bob Walters Linton Motors at bobwalterscars.com. Need excavation or septic work that you can count on at Halls LLC? They've been moving earth and installing reliable septic systems for years. From site prep to drainage, driveways, demolition, and full septic installs or repairs, they have the equipment and experience to get the job done right. For residential or commercial jobs, big or small, give Doug or Jared a call at 812-699-0200. You may also visit Halls LLC on Facebook today. The next time you need a lift, call Skinner's Towing. They're locally owned and operated since 2012. If you are ever in an accident or breakdown and unsure who to call, request Skinner's Towing at 812-699-0743 for fast, friendly, and affordable towing. No matter the vehicle, no matter the situation, no matter the climate, no matter the time. Skinner's Towing, the people you can depend on 24/7. Welcome back to the Heritage Lumber and Supply pregame show for the 2A South Championship game here for boys basketball at Southport Fieldhouse, and we're anxious to see this one between Parke Heritage and Linton, both at 25-5. So the question that just looming out there, what do the Miners have left in the tank after that contest, an overtime win?
Yeah, I think it's yet to be determined how they come out. I think there'll be a lot of adrenaline early. I think one of my key things is pace. What's the pace going to be like? I would not want to see us going up and down the floor early.
Right.
Because I think if we start going up and down, then the legs might leave you as you come down. So I think you try to control the pace as much as you can here, especially in the first half. But I also know these kids are competitors, and they're going to push if they get a chance to push. And, you got 32 minutes. Tired or not, you can rest tomorrow. You're going to go as hard as you can go with everything you got left in the tank and see if that's good enough.
Big D?
Yeah, I think the first quarter I'm not worried about. I think the adrenaline's going to be there. The fact you're here to live and to fight another day. I worry about the middle eight. The second quarter going on and towards halftime, and then that coming out of the halftime. And I think Parke Heritage will push it. I think that's what they're going to try to do, get us on the run a little bit. As far as us performing, I think, we got to try to get inside. Can't bank on having that much luck hitting those threes, and drive the lane and try not to get any stupid fouls in the process.
Can I just say, for what it's worth, I'm not sure I'm a fan of this 2-game setup in the
semi-state,
where you play in the morning in the semi-state and play at night. It just seems to me they ought to be able to work it out to make sure the championship game, both teams are rested and can play their basketball on a different night.
Yeah, and I can see that a little bit, but we've done it this way forever. I mean, it used to be a 4-game regional. A state finals was four games. I mean, you played morning 2 games with 4 teams and a championship that night. And I've, grew up watching that here, and in fact, I still think it was also a 4-game semi-state as well.
So do we think the best teams are winning?
Yeah, I do. I think, when you looked at this game this morning, I think if you picked these 2 teams, you would have picked Parke Heritage and Linton. I think everybody would have thought those 2 teams would have come out of it. So, now listen, that's not knocking Austin. I'm not knocking them at all that way. I'm just saying, if you looked at it, you looked at the records, that's what you would have picked. Same way last week you would have picked Paoli if you were looking at records alone and those type of things. But it's why we play the games. Anything can happen. We've watched an NCAA tournament with all of those things that have happened this year between teams, and you line them up, stack them up, and see what happens.
Big D, you want to weigh in?
I'm from the regional was always 2 games for sure. And I guess the only thing I think about it is the regionals, you tend to be – the distance isn't as big of a deal. You're playing in Terre Haute. These games are so far away that you're forced to spend 4 and 5 hours between games, and what do you do?
Well, in this case, the Miners don't have nearly as much time as rest as Parke Heritage.
I know the old L&M Braves fans would argue that in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, again, they did. Yeah, that you can make that case for sure, because it was
obvious. Both ways. You can go both ways on it, and the point is, that's how it is. You've got to learn how to deal with it. You've got to learn how to deal with it, and both of these teams are heavy senior laden. They're both going to be ready to go, and we'll see how it hopefully it won't become a factor.
Heather?
We're going to take a quick couple of minutes here to go through a number of the sponsors that you will see in tonight's actual game rotation. And we are going to start with, obviously, our Heritage Lumber and Supply pregame that you see here above the scoreboard. And you want to contact them, obviously, for your spring building needs, whether it's a new home, pole barn, interior remodel, or an outdoor kitchen. The team at Heritage Lumber and Supply can help. They offer a wide range of products for every need, and they now offer installed services on many products as well. Stop in and give their team a call, 812-798-1111. $11.78 for your next project today. Our scoreboard sponsor is Linton Cycle Sales. Linton Cycle Sales is Southern Indiana's most preferred power sports dealer since 1973 and have been proudly serving our community for over 50 years. Dane and his staff offer sales, services, and parts, so come see them. It's south of Linton for the best deals in the area, and they are our scoreboard sponsor for every sport from April to May, and they are returning for the 2026-2027 school year.
Yeah, Dane and company, we're glad to have all of you along for the ride again next year. Starting lineups brought to you by Klusner Construction. Whether it's a remodel, new construction, or home addition, you know it'll be done right the first time, every time. When you choose Klusner Construction, call Tony Klusner or Bart Wade today. Quarter sponsor, Key Associates of Linton, serving Greene and surrounding counties for over 30 years. Key Associates of Linton, LLC, has helped generations of clients buy and sell homes. Whether you're looking to buy your dream home or your next investment, or sell your home to enter the next chapter of your life, Allie Walton Jackson, Mary Beth Geralds, and Audrey Sparks are there for you every step of the way.
Our halftime show tonight is brought to you by King DeMare. King DeMare is your trusted source for heating, plumbing, electrical generators, and more. Your home is your castle, so keep it comfortable with King DeMare. And the replay sponsor tonight is Greene County Vision Center. And even though we cannot show replays as we are in an internet audio-only row, we want to give them a nod that they are a local family-owned business located on Highway 54 in Linton, providing quality eye care, glasses, contact lenses, and treating their patients like their family since 2005. They have a large selection of designer frames, so stop in and let their staff help you pick out your new look today.
Timeout sponsor, Skinner's Towing. If you find yourself in an accident or break down and need a lift, Skinner's Towing is the name to call. They're reliable, fast, friendly people you can depend on 24/7. Call 812-699-0743 for locally owned, affordable service.
Three-point shot sponsor tonight is Walton Funeral Service, one generation to the next, one family to another. Todd and Cindy Walton are proud of their funeral home's heritage and have been there for over a century. They are a dedicated, professional, and compassionate staff that leaves kind memories since 1915 with funeral pre-planning for peace of mind. As they always say, they are your lamp of hope when you need them most.
Free throw sponsors, Bob Walters Linton Motors. Since 1954, they've been providing quality vehicles to the community, but they offer full service department ready to assist you when time is of the essence. Don't drive out of town. For quality professional service, call them at 812-512-9857.
The post-game show is sponsored by Tech Shack of Linton. They now offer gift cards perfect for birthdays, graduations, thank yous, or even a bonus. Redeemable in the Linton store or at techshack.com. Now tech lovers of all ages can get what they've always wanted from Tech Shack in Linton. Just a quick reminder that we are streaming internet audio only on YouTube. So we do want to hop over here and give a quick shout out to those that are checking in, including Judy Mullis, as well as Janet Hart, Tasha Rutledge, Martha and Hadley, as well as Sharon Edwards. And please let us know in the chat box where you're watching from and who you're rooting for a possible shout out on tonight's broadcast. Kevin?
So we're just a couple of minutes, about 2.5 minutes now away from the start of this. Let's take another quick break, Heather.
We will. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you for listening to this internet audio only stream powered by Rader Media Sports.
In over 50 years of business, two things have never changed at Linton Cycle Sales: honesty and fun. When you're shopping for Polaris or Kawasaki, this family-owned operation that offers 5-star service and accessories is a great place to start. In fact, they offer on-the-spot financing. You want to do business with a place that has your back not only when you buy, but also after you leave. So if you're in the market for Polaris or Kawasaki off-road vehicles, come to Linton Cycle Sales, doing business the small-town way since 1973. Welcome back to the 2A South Semi-State High School Boys Basketball Championship from Southport Fieldhouse, and this is Heritage Lumber and Supply's pregame show. We're waiting now, of course, for all of the opening game festivities. And we should say we were chewing the fat a little bit with the PA announcer, who was Aaron Pittman, because I couldn't help but say, you know what? You are fantastic at what you do. You should be doing the Pacers. And he says, I do. He said, I'm from near there, near Indianapolis. He was hired to come here and do this tournament. And I thought, no wonder you sound so good.
He does a really good job.
Said he did the G games, I believe, and then filled in for the Pacers when necessary. So he definitely is one of the best I've certainly heard in high school level.
Yeah, that was a good hire, and I'm sure he'll get other business now as well, although I think he probably does well enough as it is. The Miners are just about set here to come running out onto the floor. The Wolves are gathered, cornered over here too. They're just waiting for the cue to come onto the floor.
Here they come.
There they go. The Wolves come out first, and the Miners to follow. Standing O for both these teams. Oh my! Don't you love this time of year?
No, this is what you shoot all summer and run sprints, and it's just what it all works out for. I never experienced playing in anything like a semi-state before.
This is everything that you work for. It's all the shots that you do in the yard by yourself, in the gym by yourself. It's all the weightlifting. It's all of the things. Every single bit of this, when people aren't watching, is what led these two teams to be at this point. So to get a chance to display that, it's pretty special.
I love what one of you guys said, and I reiterated this when I was talking to Heather. And, you know, no doubt after that game today, there was a little tyke somewhere in Linton or Greene County who took his basketball outside and said, I'm Reuben Goodman. Yeah. I can hit this.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
it might be me when we get back home. I'm not sure.
These older athletes don't realize sometimes how many kids are sitting in the bleachers watching them play, whatever sport it is, boys or girls, watching them play and going, I want to be that person. I want to do it just like they do.
Well, I wanted to be Larry Simmons, and I wanted to be Tim Jones, and I can remember well.
Boy, I looked up at the clock now and realized they put 18 more minutes back on the clock. We're going to have to do pregame all over again.
Yeah, they're
well, what you could do.
So what did you do on your summer vacation, Big T?
What I want to know is if we have the sponsor for the replay. I think you should do an audio replay, and that would work.
Yeah, you think I'm going to remember what I said?
I know, it'd be great. People like, what was that?
Now, you guys could repeat it to me, and then I would say it. I don't know what I'm saying half the time.
We'll be your echo.
Heather heard a couple people wrote in and said they thought Kevin was going to come smashing through the radio or something.
I believe it.
I would put this broadcast from earlier this afternoon up against one of my favorites from the entire year, without a doubt.
Well, everybody, Greg, Big D, you, Heather, it was a team.
And that's what a number of people had written in and said that, we do make a great team, and I would agree with that, obviously. We are, once again, obviously, this is a little different Ballywick for us because we are used to showing the picture. However, IHSAA has their own dedicated stream team for these types of events, so it's only natural that we're going to apply, and we're going to try to follow our Miners as long as we can, and we are thankful to be here in any kind of role. But this is a nod to our sponsors that make these broadcasts free to view all season long, number one. Number two, we love the opportunity to partner with businesses to be able to showcase their brand and their business and their talents. And then obviously you'll see in the crawl at the bottom, there's a number of personal sponsors that join at the beginning either of the basketball season or come in, at tournament and say, look, I'd like to be able to have my name featured to be able to give some support to this cause. So we are very excited to be able to be here. There's no place we would have rather been today. And we're very excited to be able to follow these Linton Stockton Miners no matter how far they go.
I got a call from my oldest son earlier today, and he said, Dad, what are you doing? And I said, I'm sitting with about 6,000 of my friends here in Southport, Indiana, waiting to watch basketball. Hey, I want to throw one thing out here, and we've not brought this up because purposefully, but now that the game's over, first game's over, I think we can talk about this a little bit. Caden White had been stricken a little bit with the flu, had a touch of the flu, and they were wondering how he was going to do. And so I think he pretty well battled his way through game one.
Yeah, I think so. And his minutes were limited because of it. And hopefully he's feeling a little better. It's like any of us that have a cold. You feel pretty rotten in the morning or early part of the day, and as the day goes on, you can feel a little bit better. Hopefully that's the case for him, because he's a big part of what we do, and having that extra body on the inside certainly is a big help for us that way.
Go ahead, Heather.
No, go ahead.
Oh, what I was going to say was that, normally when you get over a cold or the flu, you're not going to run out on the basketball court and go up and down. And
right.
Twice, yeah. And, when he came out in the warm-ups, he was holding his stomach. He wasn't out there long, and he disappeared. And I really was surprised, which makes the Cooper Smith's performance even more intense. So, and Caden had 5 rebounds. He answered the bell. Got to give him some congratulations. Hopefully he's not going to feel it tonight.
It's like Greg always says, it's do or die time now. You just got to do.
Right.
And he did it, and I wanted to call the attention to it. Heather?
Let's take a quick 2-minute timeout to hear from more Minor Pride sponsors. This is an internet audio only live stream production powered by Rader Media Sports.
Linton Sporting Goods has an over 20-year tradition of offering Hoosiers the best in sports equipment and apparel. They feature Wilson, Demarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, Mizuno, and much more. Get ready for any sports season by shopping at Linton Sporting Goods on Highway 54, where the winners shop. It starts well before the lights are turned on. The grill at the grill is fired up well before the front door is unlocked and the first customer ventures in.
I've been coming to the grill for 30 years. It's the best restaurant in Greene County.
It's a Linton tradition that's lasted over 100 years and the same family for over the last 40. Open 7 days a week with carry out, and speaking of traditions, they have steak night every Friday and Saturday night. If you didn't stop by today, there's always tomorrow at the grill in downtown Linton.
Is your family protected? Contact me, Alicia Cornelius, your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, to discuss your home, auto, farm, life, or business needs. It's not just about protecting my family. Let me help protect yours too. Proudly serving Indiana, call to speak with me, Alicia Cornelius, one agent for all your insurance needs.
Whether you would like to add emergency lighting, tint your windows, replace old floor mats with WeatherTech floor mats, lift your truck, cover your truck bed, customize your truck bed, or accessorize your vehicle, English Off-Road Line X of Bloomfield has a professionally trained staff to help you make important decisions and make your dreams a reality. Call them in Bloomfield at 812-384-5060 or visit them on the web at www.englishoffroad.com.
Welcome back to Rader Media Sports. We'd like to take this opportunity to check in with those checking in with us on either our Facebook static graphic or our YouTube channel. First off, we'd like to say hello to Nathaniel Mullis, who says, Ryan and Caitlin with Kingdom Air are listening from home and says, go Miners. Paul and Carrie Hash from Bloomfield says, go Miners. Sharon Edwards watching from home cheering on Keekston Crane and his teammates. Jathan Wright says, go Miners. And listening from Williamsport, Indiana says, go Miners. And also Danny Schonk from Bogstown. We had the opportunity, we've heard the name Danny Schonk for so many games because Bogstown, he checks in almost every single game, and it was really nice today to put a name with the face. He's unable to attend here in person tonight, but we want to give a shout out because we do know that he is listening. We had the opportunity to finally meet Ken Clements, who is sitting right behind us again. He usually checks in from Plainfield. Want to give a special shout out to Lester Morrison, who usually watches either from Linton or Dothan, Alabama, and we want to thank you for your sponsorship as well, Kevin.
All right, Greg, you wanted to add some things.
Yeah, I just wanted to say in regards to this, the back-to-back game thing, it's a little different than when we played because we didn't play the number of games. A lot of these kids are playing AAU games. They're going to tournaments. Right. They're playing multiple games in a day. So there's a lot of things that they're used to doing that are different than us. I think if you're tired, where it's going to show up in is your legs, which is going to lead to front of the rim shots. A lot of those things that you see, and I'm seeing that on both sides here, just as we watch these teams warm up. So that's a pretty critical thing that way. But I don't think it will be as big a deal until we get maybe later in the game if it shows up for either one of these teams.
All right, let's turn it over to Big D because I know the stat man extraordinaire has got plenty to go over.
Plenty of information for you. Of course, the coaches are Matt Britton and Rob Chelsky. Both these guys know each other pretty well. We go down looking at the scoring office. The Miners is going to go up. It was 65-7 coming in. What did I say, Rich? No, that's Rich Chelsky. What did I say?
Ron.
Well, I don't know where that came from. It threw me off my game. 76.11 is the ranking Sagern-wise for Linton. 87-85 is Parke Heritage. We were talking about scoring. The Miners came into the day 65.7, but put up 82 points. Parke Heritage at 62.7. The things I wanted to look at, we're looking at some of the wins. Now, the Miner fans know the Miners wins, but any Parke Heritage, anybody else happen to listen, Linton has beaten Heritage Hills early in the season, beat Bloomfield 49-46, beat the Sullivan Arrows twice by 8 and by 5. Then Cascade on the road 63-60. Defeated Cloverdale, which is a 17-9 squad, and a North Davies team 15-9. Not to mention a couple of hard-earned victories in the sectional. That last one over South Knox. As for Parke Heritage, hey, they beat the Terre Haute North Patriots, a 4A 24-3 team, 66-65. They've also beaten Sullivan 64-50. Twice they've beaten South Putnam, who were 16-9. They beat them both times by multiple figures. 3 times they beat Greencastle, who only lost 8 games. Greencastle's got to be pretty tired of seeing Parke Heritage. The other win they had, a big one, Northview. This is another 3A 21-6 team. And then they knocked off Centerville by a whopping 63-46. Centerville had won 20-plus contests. So, they picked up their schedule pretty hard this year, getting prepared for this kind of run.
Yeah, their losses have been against the big schools, and they really set it up this year and said, hey, listen, we're going to really challenge this team because we need to get over this hill, this hole, whatever you want to call it, to get to the state final.
Isn't this their fourth? Isn't this their fourth trip?
Fourth straight trip.
Fourth trip to the semi-state.
Can I make an observation? Just in warming up alone, I've noticed several athletes for Linton coming over here and drinking water.
Yeah,
Is that more important with the second game of the day to avoid cramping?
I think hydrate. We talked about it. You need to be hydrating the day before, the morning of, all of those things. When you play a game as hard as we played, to just continue to add those fluids, it's going to help cramping and different things that they might have to deal with out here.
Crowd still filing in here. A good crowd here for this 2A South Semi-State Championship game at Southport Fieldhouse. Heather?
We're going to take a quick timeout to hear from the Indiana High School Athletic Association and be back in just a moment. This is an internet audio stream production powered by Rader Media Sports.
Look around. It's still our squad. Same conviction, same resolve. But you think one setback changes who we are?
They fell just one game short of their first NBA title.
Indiana basketball doesn't fold that easy.
We believe in the grind. And when they doubt us,
we'll remind them. This team's got too much heart to be counted out. So let them hear it.
Yes, sir!
Louder!
Yes, sir!
Louder!
Yes, sir!
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Welcome back to the Heritage Lumber and Supply pregame show. We're only about 6 minutes away from the opening festivities here of this championship ball game. Greg, you kind of made an observation earlier that I kind of going around in my head here that I can't really get out of my head about if coming into this game, if you would have picked two teams to be right where they are right now, it would have been these two.
Yeah, and I think, you look at coming into it, and when you look at how the pairings come out when they did the draw last Sunday, you looked at that and you had to say that, Parke Heritage was probably the favorite in the first game, and Linton would have been the favorite in the second game. And while both of those games were really hard-played, tough games, those are the two teams that ended up coming out of that.
Both these teams come in with identical 25 and 5 marks. I believe that's correct. Is that right? 25 and 4 marks. And I find it also interesting that I believe they're both on 12-game winning streaks. So these two teams have a lot in common.
Yeah. I tell you, what I'm looking at is the losses. That Greg kind of hinted at that. Parke Heritage losses are the 4A Fishers, who is 24-1 in the season. Terrell North got them in the by 6 in the First Financial Classic. Zionsville, a 4A school, beat them by a pretty good distance. And then Ben Davis, another 4A school. The Miners' losses are to South Knox, which was a little surprising. Edgewood, who is a sub-500 team as well. That was kind of early in December.
And Paul was sick that game,
Kind of wondered about how we respond to Greencastle. We lost that one in the First Financial. That was probably the lowest that I saw us. We really didn't have the effort. Remember, Parke Heritage beat Greencastle 3 times, and the other game was Evansville-Harrison, which I honestly feel like we had another couple of minutes, we might have pulled that one out.
But can we say that after that Terre Haute tournament, the Miners have turned this year around in a big way?
Well, they hadn't lost but one game in all of 2026, so that's pretty amazing. And looking at the Parke Heritage, they've just lost a couple games. These both teams are winning and winning and winning and finding ways of winning. So that
I guess should not be a surprise they are where they are.
Yeah, something's got to give tonight, though.
That's the old, water finds its level, and I think that's what we've seen here after the first year of this group. The roles have settled in, playing together, expectations, all of those things have kind of filtered together, and they've played some really, really good basketball. I look at individually tonight, Connor had a good game today. But Connor hasn't shot the ball from outside like Connor's capable of shooting it for probably 2 or 3 games now. He's just a little bit off. I would love to see some shots of his go in from the outside, because I think just like with Ruben, as a shooter, when you start seeing the ball go in the basket, the rim gets bigger, and that's what you want to see out of it. For us, I think a big key is going to be the foul situation, which is kind of really applies to both teams, because they're only about 7 deep on both sides, and then rebounding for keeping Pickle off the boards inside is going to be big.
Observation: warming up for the Miners, other than Jackson Miller, and now Kingston Crane has just come off the bench, has been JB. Everybody else is sitting alongside here on the bench. Am I going to make too much of that? Well, everybody's warming up still for Parke Heritage.
They seem to do that every game.
Yeah,
they
do. And I look at it from both. You walk over there, you can look at it and say, hey, well, they're tired from this morning, or you can look at it and know that some of them have done that all season long at different times, and know that, hey, I feel good, I'm ready.
I've noticed it all year when they're doing the games. They kind of go over and kind of look like they're relaxing, and maybe they're just trying to get their head in the game, gives the coach a chance to talk to them a little bit more. I got to wonder with Parke Heritage who else will be the scorer. Cromwell had 10 points, and but it was really Shelsky. It was a little scoring contest. Pickle wasn't really involved in the scoring. I know number 3, Goins, can hit that 3-point shot. And then 21 is the other guy, Joel Miller.
I'd like to know how many, and you may have this, Big D, but how many points did Shelsky have in the fourth quarter? Because he was really the one.
He was at the line.
Free throw line. He scored quite a few points there.
I got 9.
Yeah, so of his, what did he have?
19.
25 this morning, right?
Right.
So you're looking at a third of his scoring came in the fourth quarter there, and that's what you'd expect out of one of the best players in the state.
Heather?
I want to take a really quick minute here to, under a minute, to thank those sponsors that have been with us this entire season. Walton Funeral Service, Key Associates of Linton, Linton Sporting Goods, Skinner's Towing Service, Bob Walters, Linton Motors, CS Contracting, DBA, Kramer's Tree Service, The Grill, Brock Anderson Construction, John Hammerstein, Matthew Parmenter, and Cam Gabrielson. Klusner Construction, Linton Cycle Sales, Jathan Wright with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Heritage Lumber and Supply, Alicia Cornelius with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Crane Credit Union, Halls Excavating, Corey Motter with Century 21 Sheets, English Off-Road, Linex of Bloomfield, Ross Ublor, Cindy Walton, and Rita Hostclaw, as well as Fish Monuments, Bumpkin Valley Roofing, Midwest Satellite of Linton, Bandanas by Brenna, Scooters Coffee of Linton, High Seas Car Wash, Violet and Company, Mayor Preble with the City of Linton, Friends of Goose Pond, Tyson Dunn with Inman Realty Company, Powers Orthodontics, and we're going to take this opportunity too to thank our personal sponsors a little later in tonight's broadcast. But for now, it is 2A South Semi-State Championship.
We're getting set here for the national anthem. Fans are starting to rise to their feet. Coach Matt Britton is going down one by one to thank each of his players for their play so far tonight and wish them well in the contest to come.
IHSAA State Boys Basketball Tournament and tonight's Class 2A Semi-State Championship game featuring the Parke Heritage Wolves and the Linton Stockton Raiders. Fans, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America and those who protect and defend our freedom with the playing of our national anthem.
This concludes the Heritage Lumber and Supply pregame show. It's time for the big show. The 2A South Semi-State High School Boys Basketball Championship game. And jumping center, of course, 6'9", Isaac Pickle. The senior for Parke Heritage will be jumping it up against 6'4" Paul Oliver.
Linton's been to 3 state finals. Parke Heritage has never been.
You can hear the fans for Parke Heritage. Ball's in the air. Pickle will get the tap.
Uh-oh.
And the basketball, and he starts out with a slam. Isaac Pickle tipped the ball to number 3, Goins, and Goins fed Pickle as he raced to the hoop.
Well,
just like that, it's 2-0.
It seemed like a misalignment for Linton or something.
Yeah,
It's too easy.
Parke Heritage playing in a man again.
Jackson Miller on the right wing. Oliver. Paul being guarded by Crum, 6'4", Crum. We looked the one way and threw the ball the other way, and Jackson Miller was breaking to the end line, and Connor Daly's pass went directly out of bounds. Paul Oliver gives him a high five as he passes by that says, "It's okay, big fella, we'll get it back." Coming across the timeline is going.
As well.
Pickle. Right back to him. I thought he'd slam it again, but he gets the easy hoop.
Almost 2 easy buckets.
Yeah, they're going to do that. We're going to have to adjust
Oliver.
quickly.
White. Inside, back to Paul. Off the glass, too hard. Rebound.
I was going to say, got a call foul there. Yep, got Pickle on it.
Over the back on Isaac Pickle. Boy, Paul had the shot. He just couldn't quite get it down. Miners trying to get on the
Crum
scoreboard.
did a good job there, just staying vertical, not getting that foul on that first shot. Paul just laid it off the glass a little bit hard.
Paul Oliver inbounds to Reuben Goodman. Reuben bounce pass back to Oliver. He dribbles to the right corner. Daly out on top, Jackson Miller. Back to Daly on the left wing. Miller out on top. Floats over to the left side to Connor Daly. Pickle comes out to pick him up. Daly kicks it out and throws another pass out of bounds.
Gosh.
Second ball to go out of bounds.
I don't even want to suggest that we're already seeing some of the effects of the afternoon game. It was very uncommon for that to happen.
There.
Shelsky trying just to draw a foul because that was hopelessly not going anywhere, but he didn't do it. Oliver spins, shot, rims, no. Pickle with a rebound.
Stop ball here.
Shelsky coming the other way. Goodman is on it. Retreats. Fall away. Three-pointer for Trey Shelsky, and oh my, you might need a timeout pretty quick. Miners trailing 7-0. Just under 6 minutes to play. Ball tipped out of bounds off Daly's fingers. Not his fault. It was tipped by the defender on Jackson Miller, and then Daly tried to bring it in and couldn't.
3 turnovers for the Miners, down 7-0. Not how you want to start off this game.
All 3 of them are pretty much unforced, too.
With it on the right. Crum out on top. Pickle. Right side. Shelsky. Ball in the air. No good. Tip. No good. Miner basketball. Oliver will inbound. There was a moment of indecision there. They weren't sure. Was it off Joel Miller or Paul Oliver? And they finally came to the conclusion. Fortunate for the Miners. Trailing 7-0. Oliver. Boy, Miners just don't seem. Goodman. Out on top, Miller.
Oh, goodness.
Pass
gracious.
inside, Pickle. It's hard to throw a pass over a 6'9" Isaac Pickle. Shelsky with it on the right wing. Goodman will pick him up.
Watch the roll right there. Pickle's rolling on those ball screens.
Shelsky.
He's been open a couple more times. They haven't
Shake and bake on Goodman. Coughs it back up. Pickle. He doesn't want it. Gets it out now to Goins. Driving to the cup. Kicks it out. Shot on the way by Crum. No good. Tipped out. Daly comes up with the ball. Miners get a stop. Now they got to get some points. Oliver. Caden White says, I'll take it.
There we go.
Caden White with the Walton Funeral Service three-pointer, and the Miners are on the board, but they're trailing by 4, 7-3.
That net down there.
Yeah.
Back out on top, shot on the way by Crum. He says, I can do it too. Walton Funeral Service three-pointer, the second three-pointer for Parke Heritage. It's a 10-3 start for the Wolves. Oliver, right side, goes right around Pickle, loses the ball, and then Daly tries to go up for his shot. He wants a foul, nothing called, but the ball was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Linton. The net, another problem with the net.
Yeah, it never got fixed.
Coach Britton had to call it to their attention. Oliver ready to trigger the inbound. And he does so to Caden White. To Paul Oliver. Daly. Floats inside off the glass. No good. Not many Miners there for rebounding. Goins coming the other way. Goes around his man. Gets it to Pickle. Gets it in there low to Crum. Spins on Oliver and makes the basket. Nice move, Carter Crum. He's got 5 points. He's averaging 14.
Talked about pace earlier. His pace is a little quicker than I think we need it to be right now.
Well, we've only taken 3 shots because we have 4 turnovers.
Reuben Goodman with the ball, right wing. Jackson Miller drifts out to top of the key, back to Reuben. White, Miller, Oliver spins, shot up, no good, way too long. Caden White comes down with a rebound, gets it to Goodman. Back to Caden, baseline jumper, no good. Just long. Goins across the timeline, far side of the floor. Kicks it out. Crum likes it.
Sure.
Boy, does he like it. He hits his second three-pointer. Miners take a timeout. That's 8 points for Carter Crum, and it's 15-3. Miners are not out to a good start.
This timeout is sponsored by Skinner's Towing Service, and Tyson Dunn of Inman Realty Company makes real estate shopping easy. From making plays, closing strong, and no overtime needs, he will get your real estate transaction to the buzzer fast. Call him at 812-798-5502 to get the job done right. And the staff of Friends in Goose Pond wish to thank those that attended the Marsh Madness St. Hill Crane Festival in February of this year. Events were held at Goose Pond and Wildlife Area in Humphreys Park. Visit friendsofgoosepond.org for more information.
Well, I tell you, that can't, it's like you said, they're unforced errors.
Unforced errors, and then
the shots aren't
defensively,
falling.
We're not rotating well. We're not handling these ball screens well. We've got to adjust to that. We're going to get trapped here now. They're changed up their defense.
Get it to Paul Oliver, top of the key. Paul dribbling with his left hand over Pickle. Shot no good.
Just nothing has fallen.
Rebound, Daly. The followed, blocked by Pickle. Daly tries to come up with the rebound, can't. Shelsky sprinting the other way. Goodman there to fly to try to play the defender, but he fouls him, and there's an and one because Shelsky gets the basket as well. Wow. Parke Heritage. Miners down by 14 with 2:37 to play. They've only scored 3 points in this first quarter. Shelsky stepping up to the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. Got it. 6 points for Trey, averaging 16. So far, Reuben Goodman has not put up a shot. Daly, Oliver, Reuben. There's a tray on the way. And thank heaven for Reuben Goodman. He gets the second
Here you
tray.
go. Not transitioning.
Jumper on the right side. Misses by a country mile. And the Miners have the ball. They're trailing by 14. Reuben Goodman again. Rims around and falls. 3 threes for Reuben Goodman. Walton Funeral Service three-pointers. He has 9. And just like that, the Miners now are trailing by single figures. Shelsky. No.
Ball.
Oliver runs down the carom. Left side. Reuben Goodman. No. Pickle with a rebound. Coming on the right side, Shelsky. Goodman picks him up. Pickle wants to set the screen. Carter Crum gets it to Goins, who cans the jumper. It's a 2. He averages 8. He gets his first 2. It's 20-9. Connor Daly with the ball. Whips it all the way to the left side. To Jackson Miller. Now to Oliver. Off the glass. Too hard. No good. Rebound is pulled out of there by number, is that 33?
Yeah.
Crum? Yeah. Shot. No. Pass. Deflected by Daly. It's a 3-on-2. Feeds it left side. Paul Oliver for a tray on the way. Yes! The Miners have scored on nothing but trays. 4 3-pointers. It's 20-12. Down by 8. Shelsky trying to draw the foul. He'll miss the shot and not get the call. Miners coming the other way. 34 seconds. Daly breaks to the hoop on a good feed by Oliver. The quarterback hits him on the fly. 2 for Connor Daly, and it's 20-14. The Miners are roaring back.
Good response by the Miners. Good response. Miner fans are up, and they should be.
Where the ball is going. Wants to hand it off to Shelsky. He does. Goodman will pick him up.
Get it out of his hands.
Oh, great
pass
feed.
In there nicely to Carter Crum, and he gets 6, 8, 10th point. Oliver, long shot at the buzzer goes awry. It's 22-14, and I have to tell you, I've never been so happy about being down by 8 as I am right now. It's the end of 1. Heather?
Well, first off, that first quarter was sponsored by Key Associates of Linton as we prepare for quarter number 2, sponsored by Key Associates. Let's go through a few sponsor ads. The Grill is open 7 days a week with a large menu featuring daily specials. Dine in or carry out your favorites for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Located in the heart of downtown Linton. We'd like to welcome Powers Orthodontics to our Minor Pride sponsor lineup for 2026-2027. Choose Powers Orthodontics, the only orthodontist in Greene County. They offer braces for all ages. Kids 7 to 11 can join the club for free exams and discounts. Visit the Lyons or Terre Haute location and book online at powersortho.net or call 812-659-9100.
Are you looking for high-speed internet? Give Mike Morin a call at Midwest Satellite. He offers T-Mobile high-speed internet for $60 a month and debit auto pay. Call Midwest Satellite at 812-847-8848. Call Mike. He'll treat you right. And if you find yourself in an accident or a breakdown and need a lift, Skinner's Towing is the name to call. They're reliable, fast, friendly people you can depend on 24/7. Call 812-699-0743 for locally owned and affordable service. Big D, 1 quarter.
Yeah, the Miners 5 of 14, 36%. They got saved by those 3-pointers, 4 of 7, 9 of 15 for Parke Heritage, 3 of 6 from three-point land. I see Cooper Smith now in for Connor Daly.
Miller gets it to Reuben Goodman. Bounce pass low to Oliver. Spins, shot up, no good. Rebound by the Miners. Reuben Goodman, shot up, no good. Tipped ball, going to be run down by Shelsky.
Not sure how that wasn't a foul in here. They're letting them play inside.
Which doesn't favor when you're playing against someone who's 6'9".
Paul is 0 for 5 inside the paint, just finding it hard to get the ball in the hoop.
Crum gets the ball to the corner. Cooper Smith trying to stay with his man.
They
get it to Pickle. He walks before he dribbles.
Oh, that's
Caden
awful.
White gets a foul.
I don't know how they're not calling that a travel. He does it every single time out here. He picks up a pivot foot before he puts the ball down.
Gotta wonder if Coach Britton is saying anything to the official. Twice in a row we've seen it.
Pickle stepping to the line. Bob Walters, Linton Motors free throw line. Hits it. That's his first free throw of the game. He's 5 points on the night. He's averaging 11. Misses that one, but Goes right back to Parke Heritage. Shelsky with the basketball out on top. They're going to get a 2-for-1. Joel Miller feeds right side, now to Pickle, back again to Miller, wide open for a three, hits the front of the rim, no dice, wow.
Having again.
Miller is knocked aside by Carter Crum, and they're going to get another chalk. Shot up off the glass, no good, tip, good by Pickle.
3 offensive boards.
And not all of them are by Pickle. Goodman. Rubin kicks it out to the right side. Jackson Miller with the ball on the left-hand dribble. Caden White back to Oliver. He sets the screen for Paul. Top of the key. Shot, no good. Pickle with a rebound. Shelsky across the timeline. Kicks it over into the left corner to Joel Miller. Back again to Shelsky out on top. Reuben Goodman picks him up. Crum spins inside on Oliver. It's going to be a foul on Cooper Smith, who was trying to help out.
Cooper's first foul.
Daly getting ready to check back in, as is Kingston Crane. They need some instant offense. Crum stepping up. He has 6, 8, 10 already. His first 2 free throws from the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. Misses the first one. Kingston Crane comes in. Caden White and Reuben Goodman go to the bench. Daly and Crane check in. Crum's second free throw is in the air. And he hits it. 11 points now for Crum, who's really answered the call when you consider he's averaging 14. Oliver gets it back on top. Miller. Daly.
Those cross-court passes.
Oliver. Kingston. Crane. In and out. No good.
Man, that was all the way down in there.
Jonah Hopkins coming down with the rebound. He's checked in the ball game for Parke Heritage. They're leading by 12, 26-14.
Switching up here a little bit.
Shelsky out on top. Now they get it over in the corner, a double team. They lose the ball temporarily. Crum's able to come down with it.
Stepped out of the out-of-bounds line.
Shot no good. Oliver with the rebound, has it knocked away from him. Nothing called, but he gets it back. Miller across the timeline on the right side. A little shake and bake. Now he's trapped. Comes into the lane. Kicks it out to Oliver. Paul into Daly. Step back.
There we go.
Good. Step back 2 for Connor Daly. He's got 4. Miners trailing by 10. I'm sure they need to trim that down before the halftime. It's 4:34 remaining in this first half. Shot on the way, up no good. Rebound is pulled down by Crum. He loses the ball. Miners come up with
by
it.
Cooper Smith. Fantastic hustle.
Oliver. Crum guarding on him. Daly with the left hand, back out to Oliver. Fakes his man, goes around another man, puts it up, no good. Ball going out of bounds. It should belong to Parke Heritage, and it does. Paul was trying to go by one man and around another. Goodman coming out. Paul's going to get a breather.
He looks dejected. He looks tired.
He's missed some shots he normally makes in there.
Yeah, 0 for
Could
7.
be a little fatigue. They're letting him play in there. They're physical. Some of that stuff, I think, is, a lot of contact inside the paint.
Yeah.
The Miners play physical. You can't complain when they're letting you play physical.
Nope.
No, we want that to be.
Shelsky. Jumper on the way. No good. Out of bounds. That should be Miner basketball. It is. Goes out of bounds.
Well, we've had a couple of stops now. We've got to convert on the other side.
3 minutes and 50 seconds to play. First half, 26-16, Parke Heritage. Miners could use a 3. Try to get this down to a 7-point game. Daly with it on the left wing. Looking for Reuben Goodman. He's got him out on top. Reuben spins to his left, hands it to Cooper Smith. Goes underneath to Daly. Kicks it out. Now back on top. Jackson Miller with a tray on the way. No. Cooper Smith with the rebound. He goes up. No, he can't get it in. Goodman comes up with a basketball. Rubin working on the left side. Drives, kicks it out. Kingston Crane floats and fires. No, it won't go. Ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Miners. Parke Heritage fans don't like that call, but they're ahead by 10. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in this first half. Cooper Smith comes out. Paul Oliver checks back in.
Miners just shooting 17% inside the arc, 26% overall.
Oliver off the glass. He gets down low. Nobody could stop him down there. 5 points for Paul from the
Again, need to stop here.
Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line.
Going back, man.
Goins. Crum. Left side, Miller. Back to Crum. He's going to take it all alone. Can it?
We cannot let him have that shot.
I mean, he's
14 points for Crum.
We're not closing out on him.
We're just letting him have it, and he's drilling us. He's 3
Oliver
for 4.
Gets it out on top. Connor Daly, shot up, no good. Boy, it's like the Miners are mired in mud when they get those free balls. Nope, they try to get it to a breaking player to the hoop. No dice there. Goins has it. Feeds Shelsky. Shelsky kicks it back out. Man. Jumper on the way. No good. The ball goes right to Shelsky again. They'll get another shot. 2 minutes to play in this first half.
4 offensive
Pickle's
rebounds.
not even out there, and they're getting shellacked on the boards. Goins feeds it on the left side to Miller. Back out to Goins. Goes around a screen by Shelsky. Shake and bake, loses the ball. Oliver picks it up. It's a 2-on-2. Paul goes left side. Shot on the way by Miller. Yes! Jackson Miller gets his first Walton Funeral Service three-pointer, and it's 29-21. Miners trailing by 8. Can they narrow it down even more before they go to the locker room?
Got to get a stop here. That's what
Shelsky, easy hoops.
He can get his shot. We've got to understand that.
They are scoring
8 points for Shelsky.
At ease, it seems to me.
Oliver, short.
We're not.
Crum with a rebound. They'll walk it up. They're going to work for one shot. Goins will sit on it at the logo. Now gets it over to number 12. That's McClure. Shot on the way, Shelsky. Oh, an easy three-pointer. A Walton Funeral Service three-pointer, 6, 8, 10, 11 for him. Miller, Goodman, Oliver. Miller. Kingston Crane, back to Miller. Reuben Goodman. Gets it to Oliver. He's got Crum on him. Takes it in. Shot rolls and falls for 2 points. Just a little floater in the lane.
Can't give up a bucket here.
No, you got to make Shelsky give it up.
7, 6, 5, 4. Shelsky gives it up. Crum's going to take the three, though. That's not good. Kingston Crane comes down with a rebound, and we are at halftime. 34-23. Parke Heritage having it their way the entire first half, and they lead by 11 as they go in for the intermission.
This Kingdom Air halftime show is brought to you by Kingdom Air. From Generac Generators to furnace repairs and replacement, Kingdom Air keeps you comfortable all season long. Your home is your castle, so keep it comfortable with Kingdom Air. We're going to be back in just a moment after a word from the Indiana High School Athletic Association. This is an internet audio production powered by Rader Media Sports.
I was in the room and Dr. Klutwijk was like, "You tore your ACL." I think my first thought was career ending, like this is over. I think one of the first sentences out of his mouth was, "You're gonna dance again." You know, you could tell he truly cared and he wanted me to get back to dancing, which I really appreciated. He was really great in that moment, and from then on I've just been recovering and rehabbing ever since. I can't imagine being where I am today without them, and doing any of this without Forte and the other physical therapist.
Welcome back to Rader Media Sports. We're going to take this opportunity to hear from a number of our sponsors that I'll run through while the guys tally up some points. First off, we want to start with Mayor Prebble in the City of Linton encourages you to visit and bookmark the City of Linton website. This is a valuable resource for upcoming meetings, special events, availability to pay your bill online, and see local resources throughout the City of Linton. Visit cityoflinton.in.gov today. Linton Sporting Goods is your local one-stop equipment shop for all things sports. Locally owned and operated in the family for over 40 years, they're going to make sure you're ready for the start of the season or upgrade throughout any season. Find them on Facebook today. And Audrey Sparks of Linton wishes those a great tournament run. Come home to quality with Brock Anderson Construction by calling him at 812-798-5583 for all of your construction needs. And bored with the same beverages? Shake things up with the limited time only drink line, including lavender white mocha, Fudgelicious, Fudge Bunny, and strawberry shortcake latte. Scooters Coffee wishes all the teams in the state tournament the best of luck and says, go Miners.
All right, Greg, any observations after this first half before we turn it over to Big D to decipher everything?
You know, we dug a hole there right out of the gate from the opening tip, for that matter. Just a lot of unforced errors on our part that led to some really big baskets for them. Crum killed us. He killed us in the first half. You know, he had wide open looks with nobody 5 or 6 feet around him. We've got to figure out a way to challenge shots a little better than we did and try to dig yourself back in this a little bit. I mean, again, it's 11 points here, but there's still a lot of ball to play. But you're not going to get it all back on one trip down the floor. You got to come down and play defense, lock in.
It's 11 points, but it seems almost like 20. It's just like an anvil waiting on these this team.
Just not been able to do anything offensively well, and defensively we're step slow. I think we're going to have to switch up a little bit in how we play down here.
No flow. Big D.
Yeah, we're just going to have to we're going to have to get some stops defensively. You know, the shots are there. We're getting the looks. We're just not converting them at all. Again, 2 3-pointers from Reuben Goodman. That's 6 points. Has kind of kept us in this game. Paul Oliver's off to a really rough start, but he did convert the last 2 on the inside, so maybe he's finding his groove in there. He leads the Miners with 7 points, 3 of 12 shooting, 1 of 3 from three-point land. Reuben Goodman with 2 3-pointers out of his 5 shots, 6 points. Connor Daly with just 4 points, 2 of 4 from the field. Jackson Miller did finally drill a 3. He's taken a couple of shots there, missed one of them. Caden White, he drilled a 3 as well. They each have 3. Miners with only 23 points, 32.1% shooting, 35.7 from three-point land, 5 of 14. We have not shot a free throw in the first half. For Parke Heritage, you know, again, it's somebody different than the leader. Carter Crum with 14 points. We've left him wide open. 3-pointers, he's 3 of 5. He's 5 of 8 from the field. He's got 14 points. 1 or 2 from the line. Trey Shelsky, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 3-pointers. He's 1 for 1 from the stripe. He's got 11 points. Isaac Pickle was a factor early on with the role play, getting 7 points. He's 3 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from free throw. Brendan Goins with a 2-point shot. That's all the scoring they've got. They're shooting right at 50%, 45% from the 3-point line, 5 of 11, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Rebounds 14-13. Favor of Parke Heritage. Paul Oliver with a 4, Cooper Smith with 3, 2 apiece from Daly and Jackson Miller. Parke Heritage, Carter Crum. He's kind of the player of the game for them right now. 5 of them, 4 from Isaac Pickle, 2 from Shelsky, 2 from Joel Miller. Assist-wise, Shelsky with 3, Goins with 2, Crum with 2. For the Miners, it's Paul Oliver with 4, Goodman with 2. Jackson Miller right now with just 1 of them. Foul-wise, nobody in trouble. They only called 4 fouls in the entire contest. Looking at the turnovers, it is Linton with 4, 2 for Parke Heritage. Of course, those 4 were in the first
3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes. And points on the paint. Miners are 5 of 10 on the inside. Parke Heritage is 8 of 13.
So it's scoring. It's 34-23. It's been all Parke Heritage for the most part in this first half. As the Miners come out a little flat, we'll see what they can do in the second half. Heather?
Want to say hello to Mike and Kathy Lee checking in on YouTube, as well as those that are vacationing in Florida. Gene Peacock, Jamie Martin and family, Wes Haley Franklin and family as well. So please keep those all those pictures of the beach in our inbox and send some sunshine. And we'd like to take this opportunity to read a few more of our sponsor ads, starting with Corey Motter. Spring into your dream home with Corey Motter, Greene County's trusted real estate expert. From blooming opportunities to fresh listings, Corey's experience and local knowledge make your move a breeze. Close it with Corey and watch your real estate dreams blossom.
Line-X and bed liners and undercoating are now offered in addition to lifts, wheels, tires, emergency lighting, and more at English Off-Road. Your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessories. Visit them on Facebook today.
Need a hand with your next big project? Or how about one of the highly needed storm shelters? Call Hall's Excavating for all types of excavating. They are family-owned local folks you can trust to get the job done right.
Violet and Company loves assisting each of you with all of life's special moments. Stop by this locally owned floral shop at 69 North Main in downtown Linton to purchase your arrangement for any special occasion, or contact 812-847-3208. They encourage you to live life in full bloom.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Jathan Wright is here to guide you through the process so you don't have to do it alone. Meet with Jathan in person or over the phone at 812-798-2615 to partner with him for your auto, renters, home, farm, life, or business insurance needs. Jathan says, let's insurance together and go Miners. And finally, Fish Monuments is located at 289 A Street Northeast in Linton. Contact them to set up an appointment to design your special cemetery monument. Whether you're pre-planning or have experienced the death of a loved one, contact Fish Monuments in Linton or reach them by phone 930-236-3002 today. Kevin?
You're not feeling any fire in the belly in this first half.
No, I think, again, we talked about it. It could be a possibility. I think we had a lot of shots that we normally make that we weren't. Looks like we're a step slow on defense, especially in pick and roll situations, and we're going to have to make some adjustments. And I don't know what that is. You know, you challenge your kids at halftime there to find another gear, to dig deep and see if they come out that way. But if not, they're going to kill us in a man-to-man the way we're playing defense right now. We're going to have to switch up. We came out, slowed them down just a little bit with that 1-3-1, but we're going to have to find something because we look like our legs are tired.
Yeah, I agree. It looks to me like they're scoring pretty much at will, rotating around, and our guys aren't being able to keep. They're falling off on the picks, and the left. I don't know why we're leaving Carter Crum wide open. He's going to sink those shots. I think when your legs are kind of tired, you almost have to get to a zone to and try to get out there and stop that, and then that might protect a little bit with the driving.
I feel that they just need a couple of big plays. They need something to give them some mojo, and so far tonight they have not had that.
Well, the few times that we have hit a shot and made a little run, they come right back down and answered it. So you're going to have to try to just chip away at this, see if you can get this down a little bit going in the fourth quarter. I think if you can get this to where it's close going into fourth, just like we talked about last week, the pressure turns completely because Parke Heritage is playing pretty loose now. If you can get them in a spot where they have to start thinking about a little bit of pressure, not getting somewhere where we want to go, that we've been close for 3 years in a row, there's a lot of things that play into your mind there. But we got to get it there, and it's not going to be an easy thing to do.
This has been the Kingdom Air halftime show.
This third quarter is sponsored by Key Associates of Linton, Allie Walton Jackson. Mary Beth Gerald and Audrey Sparks are there for you every step of the way. And on the Linton Cycle Sales scoreboard, Parke Heritage leads Linton 34-23.
Miners need a little bit of good mojo and some lady momentum to shine on us. We just haven't seen any of that. 2 3-pointers from Goodman kind of gave us a little bit, but you're right. They came right. They answered. Parke Heritage has answered everything right now.
Yeah, everything's going their way. Carter Crum to inbound. Shelsky will take that pass and walk it up over the logo at center court here at Southport Fieldhouse. Goins with the ball. Gets it to Pickle, now over on the right side. Crum over Oliver. Is that a 2?
Yeah.
Yes. Carter Crum, 16 points. 36-23, 13-point lead for Heritage. Oliver got a nice pass up and over, and he gets it up and in. 9 points for Oliver, averaging 16. Shelsky on the left side. Kicks it over on the right to Goins. Has a shot, no good. Miners, Reuben Goodman comes up with the basketball across the timeline. Miners try to get something going here. I don't remember the last time they've had back-to-back baskets. Miller, right side, looking for some movement. Get it out on top to Goins. Back to Paul. Oliver wants to go in on Crum. Does, off the glass, basket. 11 for Oliver. 36-27. Miners trailing by 9. Crum hands it off to Goins. They go right back to him. Daly picks it off. Oliver right by Shelsky, off the glass. Good.
There you go.
The Miners score on the break. Transition
again.
points. 13 for Oliver. Shelsky back to Crum. He wants to back it in on Oliver. And he does. Boy, he's traveling.
My
What
goodness
in
sakes.
the world?
I'm not sure
Crum gets
how
the
many
basket.
you get there, but that was
He
about
just
three-
walked
about
around.
3 too many.
Walked around Paul Oliver, and nobody saw a problem with it. 5:50 remaining in the third. 38-29. Miners trailing by 9. Jackson Miller, no. Rebound, Goins. Coming the other way. Across the timeline on the left side. Miller picks him up. Back to Crum.
Oh, gosh.
Back to Pickle. Shot up,
Oh,
no
my
good.
gosh.
He hits the deck. Foul is going to be called on Caden White.
Well, they
I
called
think.
Daly.
They called Daly with it.
That's a hard fall there. Nothing dirty about it.
No.
But
he rolled around a little
well,
bit, but he's
yeah,
okay.
I mean, he come down hard, but that was two people went up to try to block the shot. Nothing dirty. Just
you were worried about an elbow dislocating there, shoulder or something.
When you get up in the air as high as he gets up in the air.
Yeah.
Pickle will be stepping to the line here eventually. There we go. Isaac will dig in. Missed the first free throw. He is now 1 of 3 from the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. 7 points so far for Pickle. Second free throw in the air. Good. Nothing but net. 8 points for Isaac. 39-29. Parke Heritage by 10. Oliver coming over to set up on the right side. Get it to Paul. Goes right back to Miller. Daly. Miller. Goodman. They double team him. Miller now. Back to Goodman. Back to Miller on the right wing. Goodman at the top of the key. Now Goodman floats over to the left. Goes back to Miller, who's over on the right of the key. Caden White. Miller.
Oh, yeah, there's just nothing
Goodman.
happening inside.
A lot of zone that they've
A lot of
played.
perimeter
There we go.
movement. Connor Daly
Long.
finally guns it up. Shot no good. Pickle with a rebound. Coming the other way, Shelsky across the timeline. Spins, wants to go around Goodman, can't do it. Now gets a pass back to Crum. Caden White's there to pick him up. And he's going to come in on him anyway. And gets the shot. What's the call?
They got
foul on the
Caden.
floor. But you can't let him continue to back in there and not go make him give the ball up. Made a little switch here, put Connor on Crum. We'll see how that works out. And they switched it back.
Around.
With the basketball is Joel Miller. Caden White is on him now. He goes right around White. Shot up off the glass, no good. Miller comes down with the rebound. Daly goes around one man. Shot up, in and out, no good. He gets the rebound and gets slapped down. No call. He's on the floor. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Parke Heritage ball.
Miners just having all sorts of trouble with these short ones tonight. 8 of 14 in the paint for the Miners. That's normally a strong point.
Shelsky walks it up. Oliver now on Pickle. Shelsky right to the cup. Wow. Nice block by Caden White. Oliver picks it up. Left side Miller. Oliver. Underneath, Caden White on the mismatch. Tries to go up with it. He's fouled by Goins. Goins recognized the mismatch and just went for the ball.
That's about as intense as I've seen Caden. Goins' first foul.
Boy, Britton giving that referee an earful, and he is bright red. Inbound the ball. Miller, Goodman.
Oh, no.
Tried to go inside to Oliver, picked off. Coming the other way. Shelsky walks it up. With it on the right wing, Goins wants to go around the Pickle screen. He does. They go try to go back to Pickle. Oliver picks it up, but Pickle dives on the floor and gets a jump ball. Who will it be? Miner ball. Checking the floor to make sure there's no perspiration on it. Goodman to trigger the inbound. This quarter has just kind of been an offensive drag really on both sides. Caden White with it out on top to Oliver. Turns on Pickle. Takes it in. Shot up, no good. Britton looking for a foul. He doesn't get it. Shelsky goes right around Goodman. But Rubin stays with him. I don't know how many that is on Rubin.
Two on Rubin.
Shelsky to trigger the inbound. Well, 2:56 to play in the third. 39-29. Parke
Heritage.
Heritage.
On both sides of this getting pretty frustrated, and officials better
Crum.
Clean it up or we're going to have some
turnaround
issues.
Jumper. Oliver pulls it down.
Because somebody will lose their cool.
Jackson Miller, right baseline. In and out, no good. Pickle with the rebound.
We are
Shelsky walks it up.
5 of 17 from three-point land, 29%.
Cooper Smith coming in. Maybe he'll be the spark the Miners need. Shelsky goes right around Rubin. Shot up, no good. The follow is good, and one for Pickle. Everything is coming up. Parke Heritage. Caden White checks out. Cooper Smith coming back in.
3 fouls on Caden White.
Pickle trying to get the three-point play from the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line, and he does. Boy, everything just going their way. 42-29. Reuben Goodman with the ball on the left wing to Miller. Daly. Reuben. Miller. Oliver inside. Double team. Goes up on Pickle off the glass. 2 points for Oliver. 15 for Paul.
Paul has half the Miner points.
Holding the ball out front there. Not a lot of movement. Now they get it. Out on top to Shelsky. With the basketball, Reuben Goodman on him. Shake and bake. Hits a man open on the left side. Crum won't shoot it. Goes back out on top to Goins. Working with the left hand. Gets it on top. Shelsky. 1 minute, 20 seconds to play, third quarter. They're just icing it here. The guards are just...
there's no reason to hurry. You're up by 11.
Yo-yo dribbling the clock out in the third. This fourth quarter, the Liners are going to have an unbelievable fourth quarter. Shelsky in the lane, feeds Pickle, wide open. There's a shot up and no good by Carter Crum, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
It's going to be on, I believe, Cooper Smith. That's his second foul.
Score update, Bar Reeve leads Hauser 25-18 at the half.
That Bar Reeve must really be.
Crum steps up. The Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. Yeah, they must be for real, because we know Hauser is. Free throw on the way. Good. Carter will get another one. 14, 16, 18. I have him for 19.
They got 3 guys in double figures now. Pickle,
he's averaging 14.
Pickle and Shelsky with 11.
Carter, second free throw in the air. Rims around and falls. The Miners just not hitting on any cylinder right now. Trailing by 13. Shot on the way, Jackson Miller.
That'll help.
6 points for that tray. It gives him 2 3-pointers on the day.
You know, it's still just a 10-point game.
The Walton Funeral Service.
Convert a couple of stops and get some points out of it.
Shelsky whips it over to Goins. They're going to ice this clock again.
I'd expect to see more of this in the fourth quarter.
Me too, yeah. Make us run all over the place.
Traveled.
Britton wanting a traveling call there, nothing called. Goins, Shelsky. Shot from the corner, beautiful 3-pointer. Oh my, he's enjoying that. 12 points, that's McMullen with his first 3-pointer of the game. He's averaging 4. And it's a 47-34 contest. All Parke Heritage. Only 8 minutes stands between them and punching their ticket to Indianapolis.
Is your roof ready for the next storm? Whether it's a leak, a replacement, or simply a brand new look, Bumpkin Valley Roofing has you covered. For 13 years, they've been the trusted name in residential and commercial roofing in southern Indiana, offering membrane shingles and all metal roofing. Call Coach Sierra Babcock to schedule your free estimate today, 812-227-0818. John Hammerstein, Matthew Parmenter, Cam Gabrielson, and Jed Arsenault wish all a healthy tournament. And is it time to compare your insurance to make sure you have the right coverage at the best price? Call Alicia Cornelius at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, 812-582-8941. And she says, let's insurance together. A quick reminder, this fourth and final quarter of today's Sim State Championship is sponsored by Key Associates of Linton, Allie Walton Jackson, Mary Beth Geralds, and Audrey Sparks want to be there for you every step of the way.
Well, I tell you, this game started off ominous with the tip and the jam and a 7-0 lead.
And it's never looked back.
It has not looked back.
It has been all Parke Heritage. Pickle at 6'9" over on the left side. Shelsky in the corner.
And this run is just going to wear us
Miller.
out.
This is all you're going to get. Again, if you're Parke Heritage, you don't need anything but the shot that you want.
In the lane, kicked out over on the left side. Go. Sweet shot. Joel Miller gets his first points, and it's a Walton Funeral Service 3-pointer. Oh my, it's 50-34.
It's the biggest lead of the game, 16.
Opening it up wide now. Oliver with the ball. Goes in on Pickle.
That's a foul.
Gets a shot blocked. Foul on Pickle.
It's going to be his second foul. Pickle much more involved in this game than he was in the Triton Central game.
Well, I think Shelsky, Pickle, neither of those two, I think they saved themselves for the late game.
Right.
They weren't needed in game one.
And
Oliver shot up on the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line, and it won't fall.
You know, that's our first free throw shot of the game.
Unbelievable.
First one. 7:15 of the fourth quarter.
Second free throw on the way. Good. 16 for Paul. Just over 7 minutes to play. 15-point ball game. Parke Heritage on top. And, they're barely breaking a sweat. They're just kind of running through the process.
I think they can taste it.
Shelsky out on top.
Adrenaline goes up when you're starting to taste victory.
Cooper Smith is close there. So was Daly, but they can't get the ball. Shelsky with it.
Yeah, ball going over the back there.
So Shelsky will trigger the inbound. 6:45 to play. 50-35. Parke Heritage. Shelsky, Trey from the corner. No good. Reuben Goodman gets the rebound, and there's an immediate whistle.
We'll call him for pushing off.
Oh, my.
Even when we make a stop, we get a call.
Wow.
Third foul on Reuben Goodman.
Miners get a rebound, an automatic whistle. And they get it into Pickle.
Still fighting.
Miners get a steal. Daly. Cooper Smith going to get across to Oliver. Spins inside off the glass. No good. Can't bring it in. He's fighting, and now did they call a foul?
They got Pickle on that.
My. It was 3-on-1, and they were just hammering. And they finally, after several slices, got the whistle going. Goodman going out. Cooper Smith going out. Kingston Crane has come back in. They need his three-point shot. See if we can get something. Caden White out on top to Daly. Miller, Oliver. Miller. Inside Daly. Shot good. Knocked down to the deck. Nothing called. That's only 6th point for Connor Daly. Averaging 19.
At the end of 3, Bar Reeve is up 2.
Oh, that's tightening up. Here's a pass going directly out of bounds. Minor ball.
That is 6 turnovers. Actually, they have more turnovers than we have. It's just ours have come at very inopportune times.
Goins getting ready to check back in for Parke Heritage. Going out is number 21, Joel Miller. Oliver to inbound. And now what? Another automatic whistle. We have a wet spot on the floor, and that's where everybody was piled up a while ago.
We're going to reset the clock.
They get the mop-up duty there. Parke Heritage kids helping the referees with it. Everybody's having a good time.
Looking for a handmade over-the-collar bandana? Bandanas by Brenna has a gift for your special pet and many everyday and holiday fabrics. Find them on Facebook today to make sure your furry family member is dressed for any special occasion.
Oh. Paul Oliver, right to the cup. 2 points, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 18 for Paul. 50-39. They're just working the ball around now.
Get it out
underneath
the
Pickle. Oh, looked like a little shuffle. Goins likes that. Takes the shot, no good. Pickle with the rebound and the and one. Isaac Pickle gets the shot, and now going to the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line.
4th foul on Caden White. More importantly, 2 points. 6 second chance points.
Pickle eyes the glass. Shot up short. Oliver with the rebound. Paul's flying up the floor. Right over Pickle, gets the shot. 2 more for Paul. Miners only down by 11, and I mean only because there still is a possibility, but they've got to get heated up.
Got to make it stand.
Offensively.
And get a quick run. We've not really had a run at all.
Shelsky, Goins. They're just going to play this catch now. Underneath, all alone. Shot no good by Pickle, but Oliver just making sure he didn't see another slam. Pickle will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Paul's second foul.
Stop by and see Ross Hubler, Sydney Walton, Rita Holtzclaw, and Leighton Pruitt of Bloomfield today.
Pickle's free throw, in and out.
Pickle is now 3 for 7.
Timeout on the floor. 4:53 remaining, 52-41.
This is a Skinner's towing service timeout, and we'd like to tell you that you need to check out the new High Seas Car Wash in Linton to keep your vehicle clean in any season. You can run through the automatic wash as much as you want, starting at $24 a month. And looking for quality firewood that you can have picked up or delivered, or how about start to think spring and have a tree removed from your property? Contact CS Contracting DBA Kramer's Tree Service, locally owned for over 30 years. Call Chelsea, Brett, or Blake at 812-847-7221 today. And also, Bob Walters Linton Motors invites you to participate in their Cars for a Cause program. During the month of March, they are donating $5 for every oil change, $10 for every alignment, and $20 for every transmission service back to the Linton Food Pantry. Shop local, service local, and help the community today. And finally, Crane Credit Union supports area schools and wants to encourage every student to do their very best. With youth and teen accounts, students can earn $5 for every A on their semester report card. For more information, visit your Crane Credit Union branch or visit cranecu.org. Kevin?
4:53 remaining in the ball game. Paul Oliver, Connor Daly, Reuben Goodman, Kingston Crane, and Jackson Miller are the 5 that are going to take it to the end. Pickle at the free throw line. He hits that one. Under 5 minutes to play. Miners trailing by 12, 53-41. Daly with the ball. Gets it to Reuben Goodman. On top, back to Daly. He's going to take the tray. Shot no good. Crane can't bring it in. Now the Miners get a break there as Pickle gets kind of muscled out of bounds by Oliver as he was going for the rebound. Parke Heritage doing some more floor work.
Yeah, we haven't brought this up all night, but Parke Heritage is the team that everybody has a different colored sneaker, which is unique.
Miller, Jackson Miller talking to the referee, waiting for the basketball. Now he gets it, throws it into Oliver, and nobody home. They're just, the Miners are just not hitting on all cylinders. Parke Heritage bringing the ball up.
So many unforced errors tonight's game.
Oliver with a nice deflection to try to keep the ball away from Pickle. Almost took a referee with him. Under the stanchion. Cooper Smith coming in. Kingston Crane going out. So the seniors are all in there. They have done so much for Linton. Left it all on the floor. Goins with it. Shelsky on the right side. Back to Goins. Daly went for the steal. No dice. Goins to Shelsky.
Gonna have to take some chances.
Off the glass. Boy, when you're 6'9", it helps. Daly. Miller. Reuben. Three-pointer. Got it. He has only 9 in this contest. 3:46 to play. The Miners have called a timeout at 55-44. Parke Heritage leading by 11.
This Skinner's Towing Service timeout is sponsored by Skinner's Towing Service. We're going to be back in just a moment. This is a live internet audio production of Rader Media Sports.
Brian Carell, formerly of Carell's Gas, wants to thank his customers for over 70 years of continued support for his family and business. You'll see Brian at community events throughout Linton in the future, and his family thanks you for continued support. And he adds, go Miners. A lot of taping going on Paul Oliver's left wrist.
And he's grimacing pretty heavily.
55-44 is our score. 3:46 remaining. Cooper Smith, Paul Oliver, Connor Daly, Jackson Miller, and Reuben Goodman.
Paul does have 20 points for the Miners now, but he's the only one. Reuben Goodman with 9.
Watch long.
Shelsky with a basketball. Walking it up slowly against a Miner press. Goins. Back to Shelsky. Miller with a steal. To Daly. Off the glass. Good, and the foul. Connor Daly gets 2, and he'll go for the old-fashioned three-point play at the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. Miners trailing by 9.
Not sure who got that foul.
Shelsky, I believe.
Yeah.
Connor gets the free throw.
Guess this is
9 for him.
Closest we've been since the first quarter.
Get it in.
There we go.
Stolen by Miller. Timeout. Goins can't control the ball. Jackson Miller comes up with it.
And the Miner fans are up.
55-47. The Miners got anything left in the tank. 3:23 remaining. They trail, but only by 8.
This timeout is sponsored by Skinner's Towing Service, and they want to remind you that if you need a lift, you need to call them for fast, friendly, and dependable service 24/7. Call them at 812-699-0743 for locally owned, affordable service. Kevin?
So do the Miners have a comeback in them?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're not going to go away, and they're continuing to play hard, do a lot of things like this. This is exactly what you're talking about. You're going to have to take some chances. And listen, if they break it, we're going to be in a bind because we don't have a lot of help back. But you've got to take chances down here. Jackson did a good job there.
And let me say this, that 7-0 run to start the game, we're down 8 right now.
Cooper Smith with the ball on the inbounds. Gets it to Oliver. Jackson Miller with a tray on the way. Yes!
Money.
9 points for Miller. The Miners only trail by 5. 55-50 with 3 minutes to play. Boy, it almost went out of bounds.
Yeah.
If Pickle hadn't been 6'9", it would have.
There it is. Oh.
Steal by Oliver. They'll say he stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Oh, and a great joy there.
Place was about to come unglued from the Miners.
Oliver would have finished that one off.
This is so Evansville-Harrison game. We're slowly climbing into it, but the time is going to be the issue.
Shelsky grimacing, and he gets a whistle.
No easy baskets inside. If they're going to get it, they're going to go to the free throw line.
Daly's second foul. So we got 4 fouls on Caden White, 3 on Reuben Goodman.
This is who's going to be at the line. Chelsea's going to take the ball. We got to do whatever we can.
Do I have him as not scoring in the second half?
It could be. He just did, though.
He has 11 points in the first half. Now he has his 12th point.
Correct. The Miners have.
But, really, they haven't needed it.
No, they've been kind of working outside and waiting for the inside shot.
Second free throw from the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. Good again. Shelsky hits them both. Money. 57-50. The Miners need another tray.
Yeah, don't have a lot of time to pass that ball around the top either.
Jackson Miller eyes the tray. No good off the back iron. Pickle hits the deck. Shelsky comes away with the ball.
That would have been huge right there.
Oh, come on.
Whoa, he headbutts.
No
Shelsky headbutts Goodman. He hits the deck and nothing Cole. And it was right in front of the referee. Wow. With it over on the left side is Crum. Out on top, Goins. Back to Shelsky. Wow.
Get it out of his hand. Don't let him have it back.
Shelsky passes it off. Now to Goins. Just a shade over 2 minutes to play. Poor Shelsky rolls on the floor, and there's the whistle. A headbutt to Reuben Goodman. Nothing.
Shelsky is 3 for 3. As a team, they're 7 of 15.
Shelsky's going to hit him. He's just this is what he did the first game today.
Yeah.
Finds a way to, the ball's in his hands a lot late, finds a way to get to the free throw line where he's going to shoot it pretty well from there. But just takes so much energy to come back, late in a game like this. And we've made a couple nice little runs, got it down. We just can't quite get over that hump.
Well, Big D calls that point, 8 points untouched in the first quarter? Seven. Have not been able to get over that hump. Shelsky makes the first one at the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. He'll get another one. Second free throw is good. If you look at it this way, the Miners are playing one of their worst games they've played, and they're only down by 9.
Yeah.
But they just can't find a way to get anything going. I think that early game has just taken a lot out of them. Oliver with the ball.
His hands off of it.
Backs in. Goes up on Pickle. Draws the foul.
Points with the clock not moving.
Fourth foul on Pickle. But they're at a point of the game where they just want to move the ball around. They really don't need him much now at this point. Oliver hits the first free throw. 1:41 to play, 59-51. Miners trailing by 8. Second free throw at the Bob Walters Linton Motors free throw line. In and out, no good. Daly with the rebound, short, no good. Would have been a nice follow for Connor. Just couldn't get it down. Now they're going to send Goins to the line with a foul on Connor Daly. 1:32 remaining in the game.
Daly's third foul. Gosh, right there's an example of board, just a short put up.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it to go. Goins hits the first free throw. That is his first free throw of the game. He now has 3 points. Goins looking at his coach for something, and his coach just gives him the, shrug. But Goins, second free throw, rims, no good. Oliver picks it out. 9-point deficit. The Miners trying to do something miraculous with the minute 25 remaining in the game. Kingston Crane. Connor Daly. Reuben Goodman. They don't have a lot of time. They got to get it up in the air. They do. Reuben with the 2. 11 for Reuben. Timeout on the floor. 1:10 to play. It's a 7-point game. 60-53. Parke Heritage.
This timeout is sponsored by Skinner's Towing Service, and we're going to keep it right here.
So the Miners trying to talk about how they can, I don't know what you can do when you're down by 9 with just over a minute to play.
Now you're going to have to take a chance, and then if you're not, foul and hope.
Get some threes in the
foul
air.
The right one. Pickle is 4 of 8 from the line.
Down 7, a minute 10. There's, it's 3 possessions. You've got to find a way here to get a stop out here. A quick steal. If you don't get it, you get your foul. But we've got to hope they miss some free throws, and they're not doing that right now.
Well, Shelsky's going to the line.
Well, even Goins hit 1 of 2, I believe.
Yeah. Goins hasn't. It's Miller who was 1 for 2. Crum has been 3 for 4. Crum's got 20, Shelsky 15, Pickle 16. The Miners, Oliver 21, Goodman 11.
Somebody doesn't go to sleep here. Nobody's got.
Shelsky's just kind of standing in the middle of the court.
Somebody find him.
This could be ugly.
Shot by Pickle, no good.
Gotta go. Oh,
there, Goodman is fouled on the rebound, and now Goodman turns to the referee and asks how come there wasn't a call on the earlier play.
That'll be 4 fouls on Reuben Goodman. There's another opportunity. You know, we get a lucky break on that shot. I don't know how that wasn't a foul.
Now Coach Shelsky's giving the ref a mouthful about Reuben Goodman as Goins goes to the line, but Reuben
I think he's
was definitely fouled.
Because of the foul down there. I think they felt like Pickle got fouled on that, but
Goins makes the first one.
They've let him play all day, so.
Shot up, no good. Cooper Smith with the rebound. Jackson Miller across the timeline. Got to be a quick shot. Miller won't take it. Gets it to Cooper. He tries to go right back, and it's picked off by. Nice attempted steal by Paul Oliver. And now what do we got? I didn't see anybody near anything, and they called another foul.
Jackson Miller fouled it.
All right.
Parke Heritage starting to feel it. Wow, you're just a couple of plays from being right in the thick of it. We just can't get over that hump.
Yep.
Carter Crum at the free throw line. Hits it.
He's played really, really well for them tonight.
Well, he's been the secret sauce, 21 points.
Takes a deep breath and eyes the hoop for his second free throw. 62-53. This will give the Wolves a 10-point advantage. And with just 46 seconds left, it's just academic now. You got to put it up. Blocked out by Pickle. And they'll give the ball to Parke Heritage. Trying to inbound the ball. They do to Shelsky. He's decked. But he's all right. He didn't hit anything. He was knocked to the ground, and he shakes it off and walks over to the free throw line.
That looked brutal. That's going to be Goodman's 5th foul, I think.
Reuben Goodman and Jackson Miller hug at near center court. They know it's over now. Owen Smith getting ready to check in, the junior. Reuben Goodman going out.
Well, Reuben had the game of his young career this afternoon.
Ends up with 11 tonight.
Misses the first free throw. Referee taking his time, now gives him the ball back at 38 seconds for shot number 2 at the Bob Walters at Motors free throw line. Now there's a buzzer at the scorer's table. Did they get the right? What do they got?
I think that was just a misadvertent buzzer.
I don't know. They're discussing it. Now they get it down to one shot. Shelsky will do it again. He gets the roll. Oliver brings the ball up. Connor Daly takes the tray. No good. Foul called there. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to empty the bench now.
Yeah. Miners getting ready to send in a whole new unit. Crum milking it here at the free throw line, but shot is up and good.
.2,000 scorers, the all-time assist leader at Linton. Winners of over 80-some games.
Yeah, I wish we could show you this at the Linton minor bench because all the seniors are standing up, giving their hugs to everybody up and down the bench.
We've got some video that we'll share later.
It's incredibly touching.
Bar Reeve won 52-47.
Wow.
Second free throw by Crum, good. Miners inbound the ball. Caden White bringing it up. Tries to kick it back out. It's stolen by Goins. That's just the way the whole game is going.
That is a microcosm. That's going to be it.
20 seconds. The Miners just walking toward the bench. That's what they should do. It's over. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 66-53, the final. Parke Heritage is the winner. We'll be back with the post game in a moment. This is Rader Media Sports. There's a new kind of tech store in town, and it's not playing by your old rules. Welcome to Tech Shack in Linton, America's newest technology store for hands-on tinkerers, off-grid thinkers, and everyday problem solvers. Need two-way radios? Got them. Electronic parts? Stop. Survival gear? Ready to roll. It's like Radio Shack on steroids. Tech Shack in Linton. This ain't your daddy's shack. Welcome back to the Tech Shack post-game show as Parke Heritage celebrates the fruits of their labors after a 66-53 victory here in the finals of the 2A South Semi-State at Southport Fieldhouse. Big D, you got scoring for us?
I can run that down for you. Paul Oliver, his last game as a Linton Miner, 21 points. Started off extremely rough, but finished the game strong, 9 of 21. He was 1 for 3 from three-point, 2 of 4 for free throws. Ruben Goodman had another good game, 11 points for him, 3 of 6 from three-point land. Connor Daly with 9 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point land. 1 for 1 from free throw. Jackson Miller with 9 points. Both those two seniors playing their last game. 3 of 7 from the field. All of those three-point shots. Caden White with 3. He was 1 for 2. Casey Crane had a couple of shots. Cooper Smith a couple of shots. No points. Miners end up shooting 41.2%. 34.8 from three-point land. 8 of 23. Just at the line 5 times tonight. 3 of 5 coming there. Parke Heritage. Well, Carter Crum was the one who kind of stood out tonight. 24 points. 7 of 11 from the field goals, 3 of 5. His early threes was a big difference in this contest. Shot 63%. Trey Shelsky, expected him to get his points. He did, 16 points. He was 6 of 7 from the line, 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 three-pointers. Isaac Pickle, the big man, with 16 points. He was 6 of 7 from the field, so he was able to contribute in the inside, 4 of 8 for the free throw line. Joel Miller with 4, Brendan Goins with 3, Leighton McCullum with 3 as well. The Miners did win the rebound battle, 23-21. Oliver with 9, Daly Smith with 4, Miller with 3, Goodman, White, Crane each with 1. Isaac Pickle led the way, the 6'9", I believe he's a junior. Nope, he's a senior. 9 boards, 5 from Carter Crum, 3 from Shelsky, 2 from Miller, 1 from Goins and Hopkins. And in the end of this, it just came down to the Miners were not able to get the ball in the hoop. A lot of shots on the inside that normally would go in. And I'll just go ahead and say it, what we're all thinking. Miners looked a little slow. Miners looked a little sluggish. The shots that normally go in.
The first game took it out of them today.
The shots that normally would go in just didn't go in. And that may not have anything to do with it, but it just feels like the Miners lot of guys with their mouths open, a lot of guys leaning over. You hate to say that. Parke Heritage, they deserve to win the game. They came out and, 7-0 right off the bat, and that's sort of what's the difference all the way through till the end.
Final word from
what
you,
an
Greg.
incredible season that the Miners have had.
Yeah.
I mean, these 4 seniors and the rest of the team, they should be very proud. They're semi-state runner-up. And
I want to say one thing. This Parke Heritage team is a true team, really, really good. I wish them well next week. It's been a privilege to watch this minor group play. They've had the senior group especially. They have set the bar really, really high. And, it just wasn't meant to be tonight. We dug a hole early. You can look at a lot of things to attribute that, but Parke Heritage played really well during that early part of that first quarter. And that was a hole that we dug that we just struggled all game to get back out of.
And they sustained it. Parke Heritage sustained it. Anytime Linton had a little bit of a run, a little bit of noise, Parke Heritage answered the bell. So, they deserve to win it, and we wish them the best of luck down the road.
I echo Greg's sentiments about being an honor to cover these kids. It's always an honor to cover Linton Stockton High School, and we will be doing so as we shift now to baseball and softball, which is not far away. We'll be shifting gears on that. But that's going to do it for us here as Linton loses 66-53 to Parke Heritage. Heather?
We do thank those that chose to sponsor, both in a business and a personal capacity this year. Thank you for entrusting us to bring these games to your homes in a professional and dedicated manner. And we do thank Anthony Harris here at Southport Fieldhouse for hosting us this week, and to the Indiana High School Athletic Association Champions Network. Softball season begins 2 weeks from today, and I think it goes without saying we've enjoyed covering this senior class for the past 3 years, and we're going to see a lot of them on the baseball field here in just a few weeks. So for Big D Dan Phillips, Greg Elliott, Kevin Rader, myself, this has been an internet only